I was trying to read that. I was like, I did the old man adjusting the reading.
I saw it. You fully leaned in, adjusted the spectacles. I like that.
And the Yoshi. All right, so Finesse, how are we feeling going into this?
I'm feeling great about this. I think Yoshi can do a really good job the moment he puts hands on Joker. But I do think typically the slippery nature of Ravenking and Joker could make it a little bit hard to get those neutral wins. But I do think that once GodEhisZilla finds them, things can get a little scary for Ravenking.
Yeah, definitely a great point. I mean, you think early on, Zilla trying to make some decent space here in the air against the Joker, especially considering Arsene's out, you know, trying to play low to the ground, utilize those egg tosses. I'm going to interact with that. I'm going to find that early up smash. Isn't going to take it, but then you can tell a good signifier of a good Yoshi is someone who is not solely sticking to short hop jumping in, but playing a decent boots on the ground, grounded gameplay so far.
Yeah, if a Yoshi can find any type of decent grounded game, then you have found yourself a versatile Yoshi, which, you know, might speak to the player base a little bit, but he is doing a great job approaching, covering options, really giving Ravenking trouble trying to escape in any type of way.
100%, and early on, trying to find a landing here against this Joker. 126, a lot of reach here so far. You don't want to take the stock yesterday if you are Ravenking. You find a poke through that platform. Marking you down with gun, trying to find a Riddle's approach. Downer comes out, rolling out to not get hit with that Frere drag down the back air. Still isn't going to do it. Yoshi is one big fella. He still makes it back. They call him a fat man.
They might do that. This is not thin fellows right here. This is a big dino, and it's really tough for Ravenking to find that kill with Arsene. And now finally Arsene coming out. You got to assume he's going to find this kill sometime soon, but the back air is sending the wrong way. Ravenking finally gets it done, but not before allowing quite a bit of extra credit, and is going to GodEhisZilla is going to be able to force him onto another Arsene-less stomp.
Yeah, the toughest thing about playing Joker into a character like Yoshi is like the bigger characters. Joker can get the damage consistently up. We gotta remember he's like fairly squishy, right? So we've got to go in there and challenge him in the air. You remember the armor and the double jump comes out as well. So if you pick the wrong kind of fair drag down or something of the sort, you can definitely find a good punch. Especially on the gun right there. You up air straight through that. You get a little too comfortable with the autopilot disadvantage. You get called out with an up air.
Yeah, you very rarely see someone just sit in Joker gun and wait for it to end and then punish with an up air. That was very good composure there for GodEhisZilla. Not being wavered by the gun. I'm just going to sit under this and I'm going to get my punish on you anyways.
100%, man. See, now trying to look to that dash attack back in. Nice usage of that counter as well to get that start meter back up. Arsene is online. We need to stack, either get as much damage as you possibly can or possibly find an early stock here, because this deficit, like when you got Arsene proccing so low, if you're Zilla, you either want to like run out and run the timer on this Arsene, or you want to take advantage of the free rage essentially you're getting here in this first stock.
Yeah, easy. We have to close this out pretty quickly here for GodEhisZilla, because Arsene being on deck, you could lose the stock very quickly, and all of a sudden you could find yourself in an even game. And below the stage, GodEhisZilla trying to do just that, wait out Arsene a little bit. Ravenking doing a good job staying patient and putting on pressure, but we are going to see Arsene run out. And now GodEhisZilla had a massive advantage, but we have the drag downs. A little bobble on the platform, but Ravenking is going to drop it.
Go. Good SDI away from GodEhisZilla to hang on just fine. Gets this amount of ratio on this Yoshi. Jumping going to drag you down that downer 25%. You got to be SDIing that Yoshi down here. Either you get out of it or you take so much damage from that move.
Taking a solid 35-40%. Just sitting in that, racking up so much damage. Now the decent pressure on shield, but Ravenking just gets a mistimed air dodge, and GodEhisZilla is going to put the hurt on. And now this has to be a fat Arsene if you want a chance here as Ravenking.
Absolutely, man. It's got to be overweight.
Yes.
And then
this has to be an obese Arsene as we coming down on this corner. Moving pretty good for such a big guy. Pressure up on that shield and just a little bit too aggressive. GodEhisZilla is going to stay patient, ready for it. And the taunt coming through.
100%, man. The thing you got to remember about playing a character like Joker is you got to you got to remember your place, right? the thing it sounds bad. Let me tell you. The thing is
stay in your place,
you can recognize you can get a lot of different damage on your different mix-ups, your fair drag downs off of the AHA and the up air nonsense as well. When it comes to playing a character like Yoshi, he has that tool in the back of his pocket, again, that double jump armor, not only to get away, to avoid the damage, even to, like we mentioned earlier, take it head on and go for the punish straight up through the down gun.
Right.
You know, where like Joker's typically like, oh, who's going to challenge this? You know, or you're going to have to run away or take the damage on the head. Where Yoshi can straight up go through that. So I think a character like Ike is perfect here, because not only do you break through that armor, and with the strength of your moves here at the higher percentages, also you don't have to worry about Yoshi kind of utilizing that armor to negate all of your damage from your combo. You don't drag down. You're just going to nair an up air at 80%.
Yeah, I really like this pick for Ravenking because I think Joker can do well against Yoshi, but not the way that Ravenking wants to play Joker.
Yep.
So we're going to be able to switch to Ike and kind of play a pretty prototypical Ike game plan against this Yoshi because Ike does exactly what he does against anybody else against Yoshi. So now Ravenking kind of gets to rest his laurels on a more comfortable game plan and rack up a lot of damage in a way that he feels comfortable doing so. And that's going to be a really nice way of doing that, all the way up to 70%. A couple of back airs and a forward air. Your stock could be wraps any moment.
And I'm loving the way that Ravenking is approaching this early on, utilizing those meaty forward airs to counteract the jump-in approaches in this Yoshi. Obviously, Yoshi's going to jump in because that's what he does. That's where he makes his living. So the biggest thing you want to do here is, again, bide your time patiently. Chunk, even right there, he armored through it, but you're still taking a decent amount of knockback. So in reality, you wait for him to get knocked back, and you punish with another chunky forward air.
Yes, Ravenking meeting Yoshi down B in the air with Ike up B was a great option to really put himself in a strong spot on this stock and rising to the heavens with that up tilt. Great stuff for Ravenking to take a lead here with the Ike.
Up special out of shield, 18% like nobody's business.
Like nobody's business.
Like nobody's business, you know? And he is definitely struggling here, definitely recognizing that like jumping in is definitely not the move because either got that. Not only is Ravenking representing the forward air right now, but you also recognize the up tilt coming out, the nair to cover a nair into an up air, something of the sort. But even just like going for the aggressive landing, you catch with a grab or something of the sort there with a spot dodge. Finally going to counteract that landing nair with an up air though. Very good stuff there from EHIZ.
That was exactly when EHIZ needed that because Ravenking was starting to feel himself a little bit too much. He was spot dodging Yoshi down B and getting some wacky extensions. So EHIZ cleaned that up right when he needed to, but Ravenking still putting on strong pressure. Watch out for the up airs. The back air is also just barely missing. EHIZ manages to stay surviving just by very slight margins right now.
You heard of the term abare?
I have not.
Which is an FGC term where you counteract somebody attacking you by throwing out your own active frame, basically offense being the best defense.
Right.
So the best thing Ravenking's doing right now, catching his jump in by keeping a wall of forward airs out.
Yeah.
Where essentially he's have to think the angles he's going from, either go for an empty hop or try to approach from the ground you did right there. You're like, wait a minute, I've got this fat F tilt.
Yeah, exactly.
Swinging out of the park.
And EHIZ was approaching so comfortably against Ravenking. And as Joker, you have to be able to kind of out-evade Yoshi. You have to play a little bit faster. But as Ike, you're kind of allowed to say, I don't want you anywhere near me, but, oh, we almost blocked out the side B, but nice magnet hands on Ravenking. Still putting on pressure. Forward air off stage. EHIZ trying to work his way back. And you're going to take on more damage, which at this point, if you're Ravenking, you're happy with a few extra trades.
This is max rage Ike coming out. You got to be careful because one nair into an up air
right?
could be wrapped.
Hey.
You're going all the way out there, bringing that double jump to avoid the up air and chasing you out with the forward air. That is a heat-sinking missile.
Yes, the forward air of all things, too. Of all the options we saw, just barely missed. The up air was threatening. The back air was threatening. The forward air was the one that did it. And I loved this switch from Ravenking. He really was just putting up a wall, and EHIZ was still playing like it was Joker. He was still trying to find those approaches and getting in, and not really kind of taking his time to wax and wane out of Ike's effective threat range. So I'm looking to see if EHIZ can kind of slow this down a little bit, tap dance around the range of that big, hefty sword.
Sorry, I was feeling music, and I just saw myself on camera, and I got self-conscious.
That was, oh, no, do not be self-conscious, Momo. I see you behind Ravenking. Be grooving.
Right, go.
Next time they come back, we're both looking at the camera, we're dancing.
All right, we're getting into game number 3, starting out on PS2. And I think the thing he has learned later on in that game, you want to take more of a grounded approach here, right? I mean, easier than done considering that Yoshi is very much limited on the ground, but you still have a lot of those grounded combo starters like jab 2, like chases. You go for the up tilt, obviously, the F tilt, the big up into, like he's going for it right there, trying to catch a landing of that nair. It's going to have to be like placing those F tilts like right outside of the nair range, right outside of where he's going to land, or off of like a parry, or wait for that end lag of a nair to go in there and find your opening.
And then Ike as a character makes it so risky to double jump as Yoshi, because it's so hard to find a safe spot to go that Ike can't just get out there and cover. So you have to be really conservative about when you throw those out, which is not in the nature of a Yoshi player.
Approaching that shield with the late nair again, waiting patiently. That's all coming out. Up air isn't going to do it. Ike is one big fella. Still hanging on just fine. Gets to the ledge with that touchable as well with the quick draw. Nair into back air isn't going to do it. He's still hanging on just fine. Goes for the forward to try to keep some space. Getting the double nair on shield and going to catch that roll with the back air. Ravenking is acutely aware of where he's scared to go, where he's going to punish. But speaking of that, going to find that up here on the platform. He is playing that perfectly, keeping his head on his shoulders.
The first hit of back air setting up for a mistech on platform, so Ehis could capitalize with an up air. And he was acutely aware of that. He was very ready for it. Phenomenal awareness on the side of Ehis, giving him a much-needed momentum-shifting lead here in Game 3.
McCaskey landing here on the Nair. Nair into up air. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, buddy. The tried and true Ike combo ends the up special out of shield. 23%. This Ike champion is a little silly sometimes.
Yes, he is a little silly. And it ain't broke, but it definitely is broken. That Nair up air does a lot of work for Ike. And it needs to. He definitely does need that, but the up air is putting on a lot of pressure and just kind of forcing Ehis to find a corner whenever he gets thrown upwards. Yoshi really good at staying mobile and not remaining above an opponent, but you do have to stay in the corner. And Ravenking is doing a really good job putting on that corner pressure.
Yeah, I like the idea of utilizing the egg roll to kind of switch sides in the part of Ehis. Yeah, of course, it's like a leg, not the greatest move or whatever. It's a grounded mix-up, which is a big thing against Ike, who's his jump squat is you can essentially punish that really well if you know he's going to short hop Nair, short hop back, up air, whatever. Or just you go for a dash attack right there. You got to use a quick move to just get out of there.
Right.
If Ike's got you in a corner, you got to find a way out immediately.
Yeah, and any way that Ehis can remove himself from the corner is absolutely going to be tapped into in this set because he is having a bit of a tough time getting back from Ravenking as these timing mix-ups, the no mix-up perhaps.
Oh, I love the no mix-up.
The dash attack gets it done, and yeah, the no mix-up really is the best of all mix-ups.
There we go, man. Nice dash attack, the cancel out landing there as well. Ravenking up a stock. Opting, it's done a couple times now where he has dropped down from the stock and goes to the upside out of the corner. He is recognizing this. You love to do that uppy out of shield. Remember, chase you down in the corner, and we're going to punish that quick draw with a forward air right there. Very good adaptation from Ehis.
Yeah, and Ravenking has had pretty similar timings on those side Bs, so I was subconsciously waiting for Ehis to find that fair, and eventually he gets it. Just in the nick of time to keep himself close in this game, but the turnarounds, yeah, good stuff there for Ravenking. Staying on stage, keeping Ehis at bay, but immediately swinging back with ferocity as Ehis.
Ferocity, good word.
Thank you.
Forward air out of the corner, double forward air coming out. Goes for the triple! Whoa. Oh my god, Ravenking literally bet it all on that one. Dodging in, again another forward air coming out, keeping him in his place. Gotta be careful, your E is rolling behind. Down tilt, goes out there for the downer, not gonna find it though, even though that one pops back up, you gotta be careful. Goes back to that platform, still hanging on to the line. Ravenking going for the electric slide around this platform, bro.
The mix on that platform just forcing Ehis to stay patient. Ravenking never pulling the trigger. And still no one's lost their stock. The mistech, and it's the dash attack on shield, which Ravenking has now lost 2 games to. Is dash attack on shield punished by an up smash.
There we go, man. And fantastic way close. You mentioned before, right, the vitalization of Ike in this matchup has it worked a lot better into Yoshi's strengths and weaknesses, especially those chunkier moves able to counteract the typical game plan that Yoshi's going for, like jumping in, utilizing a lot of that armor to get through your defenses and whatnot, you know. But he is shifting his way again, playing a lot more of that grounded game where it's like the typical thing is against like you want to sit on the ground and parry, or either go for your ladder combo starting from the ground,
right.
Or not even just sticking solely to that, but then like waiting for him to expect a dash attack or some kind of approach from the ground and approaching accordingly. He went for the egg roll chill break. Oh my god. What you know about that?
Ravenking was ready for it. The amount of people that don't just get hit by the egg roll and sit in shield and wait for it to break their shield never fails to amaze me. Ravenking, though, wise to it, not going to get caught by that one.
Yeah, he's not going to get locked in there. Now, as a reminder, in pools, this is all best of 5. So we are in a best of 5 territory, of course, but there is no best of territory without it. Find that egg lay on shield, finding so much damage off of that. Damn.
Put him in the egg and scramble him up. That's a lot of damage. 116, but the F tilt just cuts through all of it. Get that mess out of here.
Goes for another egg lay there from the corner, barely outside of that range. He goes in that quick draw again, stay close to the ground, force an over-aggressive approach from Ehis. Towards the end of the stock, he's looking for the upper, he's looking for something towards, and that was beautiful. The Bear 2 drag down into up tilt, into up air. Pharaoh, if you can hear me, he sees that. He felt the disturbance in the forest.
That was so clean, but there was no way that hitbox of up tilt should do that. The reverse hitbox hitting a grounded opponent.
Big trouble.
Big trouble.
Big trouble.
Big trouble.
The Yoshi gods are watching.
Yeah, right. I shouldn't say anything. He's a dinosaur. He might tap into that meteor action and someone I mean. I don't want that. I don't want that.
Draco meteor. But there we go. Again, Ravenking in the exact same position, utilizing that forward air. So anti-air tool catching Ehis on the back foot. Speaking of the back foot, though, just giving it right to him with a double up air. catching him at bay, landing near into a back air once more, into the footstool.
Everyone loves a footstool. Even when it's effectively ineffective, I heard everyone in the crowd go, ooh, footstool. It activates everybody. I love seeing it come out.
True. Now he's jumping back out of the corner as well. You gotta be careful. Back air, keeping this Yoshi at bay. Oh, there's a triple jab, but that armor up special coming in clutch there again, rolling behind to avoid the pressure from this Ike. The dash attack out of the corner, able to catch that jump. They're calling Ravenking dash attack merchant.
And see, that was very wise of Ravenking because he didn't dash attack out of the corner. He took a step forward and then dash attack.
Yeah, he dashed out of the corner and then he attacked.
Yes, he dashed then dash attacked. Yeah. Dash then attack, not dash attack.
There you go.
Very big difference.
Dash attack.
Yes. Dash attack. Type that out for us.
There you go.
Let us know what it says. The down throw, bit of damage, powerful champion, 49% tacked on in the blink of an eye.
Catching that aggressive again. EHIZ, the grounded gumption. Recognize, being able to challenge the Ike Nair. Again, it's the will of the character.
Yeah.
You see that? The nonsense Ravenking's getting off, you'll be like, nah, I'll shield it and punish afterwards. That's exactly what Yoshi can do.
Yeah, and if you're getting too overzealous right above Yoshi, you're going to get caught by that up tilt, and it's going to take that stock. So
yeah, we got to show these dash attacks.
Yeah, right.
That's a parry on Ike dash attack. That's basically your opponent saying, relax.
Yeah.
You've seen that gif of the rock, like putting the hand up, like, yo, stop.
Yeah. Palm is out, it's on your forehead. It's the equivalent of like the cartoon character with the hand on the forehead, the other one's like swinging wildly. It's like, slow it down a little bit, slow it down. And we're saying this about the guy who has a 100% lead right now.
They're coming out as well, not going to find that forward to close it out. Safe in the corner, going to catch that jump in with the preemptive up air. He is feeling comfortable about that punish before the Nair even comes out. Now we're waiting patiently there again. Not going to dash, actually up for a grab. 160 though, max rage on this Yoshi. We need to stock now, and he finds it with the forward air, the cleaver's hand.
Yeah, Ravenking's got to be taking a sigh of relief that he found that stock when he did, because he was starting to get a little overzealous with his kill options. He was throwing out some wacky back airs and wacky dash attacks, and they weren't working out quite right. And he just was kind of starting to get a feel for it. So taking that stock when he did was very fortunate on the side of Ravenking.
Very great stuff there, and we go to a game number, our first set of the day. The game 5. Can you believe that?
I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have them any other way.
We are extending our time this block as long as possible. We're not getting off till 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Don't go nowhere, dog.
We will be with you until midnight. There's been a lot of really tight sets.
Absolutely. We're running it back to PS2. Now, Finesse, I got a question for you, Doug. If you are EHIZ right now, is there any real proactive option you can have against the edge guarding that Ravenking's throwing out there, or do you just have to deal with it?
I think in my head, especially about the edge guarding, the thing that always comes to mind for me, and we saw EHIZ do this effectively earlier on, is just go low. I can't really effectively get down there and then put on a hitbox because of how laggy all of his aerials are. So really, you can just go below the stage, float down there, egg to the ledge. And we saw EHIZ do that a couple times, and he was pretty uncontested every time he did that. Force Ravenking to time a 2-throw, force him to time a down air, rather than doing the much easier task of swinging that big forward air meat cleaver and swiping you out of the air.
Oh, waits out the air dodge that time. EHIZ has got a full read on Ravenking's, not only his jump ins, but even his defensive options afterwards.
Yes.
This guy is locked beyond belief.
Deep in his wallet, he found that library card and read Ravenking like a book.
Oh, I'm feeling that one.
Just clean stuff right away, and a lot of damage being tacked on right away. EHIZ is off to a riveting start to this game 5. Even more damage. Relax!
Oh my goodness!
The F smash on the platform. EHIZ cannot be touched.
We are on the cusp of a fat upset for our first set of the block. Ravenking getting caught. Another jump in with an up tilt, trying to find something, anything gives up back on the board. Another dash attack to catch that landing. He can take back out soon, find some way, somehow. After watching everything earlier in Rivals, he's got the reverse 3 stocks. He's got those. He's definitely not out of it just yet, but against Yoshi, it's definitely easier said than done.
Listen, we were talking about how EHIZ was going to adapt to the edge guarding. Just don't go off stage.
Just don't even
That's
get
the ultimate
ledge.
adaptation. Never find yourself in a spot where you're off stage, and you don't need to worry about it. Dominant game 5 from EHIZ.
Absolutely phenomenal stuff. It's braving the Joker pick for game 1, and then the Ike pick comes out too, and it's just looking at it, and Ravenking fully putting his cards on the table yo, all my aerials are going through your armor. You're not going to cheat your way out of this one.
Yeah, right?
We're going to fight.
Yeah.
You're going to have to deal with it. So he's going, All right, there goes a key part of my game plan.
What am I gonna
So you know
do
what's going
with
to do?
What am I gonna do?
I'm Yoshi.
Tell me, Momo.
I'm keeping my boots on the ground.
Yeah.
These Timmies are staying on the streets.
Them big Tims.
Yes. That's big man on campus right
Those
there.
boots
Look
were
at
made
him.
for stomping, Momo.
He was stomping all right.
Stomping all over him.
His game plan shifts